Greetings, this is the Critter Podcast, and I'm Callie Cross. Today's episode is about the frozen mysteries of Jupiter's moon Europa, where beneath miles of ice lies an ocean that could rewrite our understanding of life in the cosmos. Right now, 400 million miles away, there's a moon with a secret. From space, Europa looks dead, just another frozen rock orbiting Jupiter. But slice through that ice shell, drill down 10, maybe 15 miles, and you'd plunge into an alien ocean that holds more water than every ocean on Earth combined. And it's been there, liquid and dark and waiting, for possibly 4 billion years. Here's what keeps me up at night. We spend so much time scanning distant stars for signs of life, building massive telescopes to peer at planets hundreds of light years away. Meanwhile, there might be something alive right now, swimming in the darkness beneath Europa's ice. Not fossils, not ancient microbes. Something living, today, in our cosmic backyard. And the wildest part? We might actually be able to find out in our lifetimes. So let's talk about Europa, because this little moon might be about to rewrite everything we thought we knew about life in the universe. Europa is one of Jupiter's 79 moons, about the same size as our own moon. When Galileo first spotted it through his telescope back in the 1600s, it was just a dot of light. For centuries, that's all it was to us, just another dead world in Jupiter's gravitational grip. But then we sent spacecraft out there for a closer look, and everything changed. The surface is smooth, eerily smooth. Most moons are pockmarked with craters from billions of years of cosmic bombardment, like acne scars on the solar system's face. Europa barely has any. Something has been erasing them, resurfacing the moon. And the ice is covered in these reddish-brown cracks, these weird streaks and fractures that look like veins spreading across pale skin. Scientists started asking uncomfortable questions. Why is this moon so weird? What's going on underneath? Then came the magnetic field readings. Jupiter has this massive magnetic field, and when spacecraft measured the field around Europa, they found something strange. Disturbances, ripples. The exact signature you'd expect if Europa had something inside that conducts electricity really well. Ice doesn't conduct electricity. Solid rock doesn't either. But you know what does? Salt water. That's when the pieces fell into place. Europa isn't just an ice ball. It's more like an egg. Hard shell on the outside, liquid on the inside. Except instead of yolk, it's an ocean. A global ocean, completely covering the moon, trapped under that frozen crust. Now, you're probably thinking what I thought. How is there liquid water that far from the sun? At Europa's distance, temperatures hit negative 260 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the kind of cold that would freeze carbon dioxide solid. So what's keeping this ocean from turning into one giant ice cube? The answer is actually kind of beautiful. It's gravity, but not the way you'd expect. Jupiter is massive, absolutely enormous. 11 times wider than Earth. Its gravity doesn't just pull on Europa, it squeezes it. And because Europa's orbit isn't perfectly circular, that squeeze constantly changes. Imagine a stress ball in your hand. You squeeze it, release, squeeze, release, over and over. The ball starts to warm up from all that internal friction. That's Europa. Jupiter's gravity is squeezing it every 3.5 days as it orbits. And all that flexing, all that friction, generates heat. Enough heat to keep water liquid beneath the ice. Scientists call it tidal heating. I call it the universe's most elegant radiator. So we've got liquid water, lots of it. But water alone doesn't mean life, right? My freezer has ice, and nothing's evolving in there. What makes Europa different? 3 things: time, chemistry, and energy. Time first. This ocean has probably existed for 4 billion years. That's almost as old as Earth itself. Life on Earth emerged pretty quickly once we had liquid water and the right conditions. Europa's had just as long. 4 billion years for chemistry to do its thing in that dark ocean. Chemistry second. Europa isn't just ice floating in space. Underneath that ocean is a rocky core. The water is touching rock, and when water and rock interact, you get chemistry. Minerals dissolve, chemical reactions happen. On Earth, this kind of water-rock interaction creates entire ecosystems at hydrothermal vents on the ocean floor. More after our break.
My name is Tom Sachs. I'm an artist in New York City. For nearly 2 decades, I have been collaborating with Nike.
Nike running is for runners. Nike basketball is for basketball. Nike craft is for everyone else.
These are cracks where hot, mineral-rich water pours out, and around them, life thrives. Weird life. Tube worms longer than humans are tall. Eyeless shrimp. Bacteria that don't need sunlight because they eat chemicals instead. Europa almost certainly has vents like these, hot spots on the ocean floor where water heated by the moon's interior comes bubbling up, carrying energy and minerals. Little oases in the cold darkness. Energy third. Life needs energy. On Earth's surface, almost everything runs on sunlight. Plants capture it, animals eat plants, predators eat animals. It's all solar-powered, ultimately. But Europa's ocean is buried under miles of ice. No sunlight has touched that water in billions of years. So if there's life down there, it's running on a completely different energy source. Chemical energy from those hydrothermal vents. It would be an entire biosphere that doesn't need a star. Think about that. An alien ecosystem that has never seen the sun, that doesn't even know stars exist, swimming in eternal darkness, living off the heat of their world's core, completely independent of the light that powers nearly everything on Earth. What would that life look like? Honestly, we have no idea. Maybe it's just bacteria, simple single-celled organisms drifting in the dark. But Earth's deep oceans, the parts that never see sunlight, aren't just bacteria. There are fish down there, octopuses, complex creatures with behaviors and strategies and lives as rich as anything in the sunlit shallows. Europa's ocean has had 4 billion years. That's a long time for evolution to work with. Here's where it gets even stranger. Europa might be delivering samples to us. The Hubble Space Telescope spotted something remarkable. Plumes of water vapor erupting from Europa's surface, shooting over 100 miles into space. Think about that. Over 100 miles. That's higher than 18 Mount Everests stacked on top of each other. These geysers punch through the ice and send ocean water spraying into space, where it freezes and falls back down like snow. Which means we might not need to land on Europa and drill through 15 miles of ice. We could just fly through one of those plumes with a spacecraft and collect samples. The ocean is literally handing us pieces of itself. NASA's already planning it. There's a mission called Europa Clipper launching soon that'll fly by the moon dozens of times, swooping through any plumes it finds, analyzing the chemistry, looking for organic molecules, looking for anything that says biology happened here. But let's get visceral for a second. Imagine you could actually visit Europa's ocean. You descend through the ice, drilling down through layers of frozen water harder than concrete. 10 miles, 12, 15. And then suddenly, your drill breaks through into open water. Dark water, cold but liquid. You're in. Above you is an ice ceiling miles thick, blocking out any hint of the universe beyond. Below you, the ocean floor is somewhere in the darkness, maybe 40 miles down, maybe 100. You're floating in more water than exists on Earth, and not a single photon of sunlight has ever been here. You descend deeper. The water around you is just above freezing near the ice ceiling, but it gets warmer as you go down. And then, far below, you see something. A faint glow. As you get closer, you realize it's a hydrothermal vent. Hot water billowing out of cracks in the seafloor, lit by your lights. And around it, clustered in the warmth, are, well, what? What would we find? Maybe nothing. Maybe Europa's ocean is sterile. Just chemistry without biology. Water and rock and heat, but no spark of life. Or maybe we'd find something that makes us rethink everything. Maybe there are things swimming in that darkness that have evolved for billions of years in conditions we can barely imagine. Maybe they communicate through bioluminescence, flashing lights in the dark like underwater fireflies. Maybe they've developed senses we don't even have, ways of perceiving their world that we can't comprehend. More after our break.
Building a new product? Temez Labs takes you from napkin sketch to the App Store. Trusted by Fortune 500s for quality, security, and speed. Book your free strategy session at temez.ai.
Maybe there's even intelligence down there. Something as smart as dolphins or octopuses. Beings that have never seen a star, that don't even know ice has a surface, that have lived their entire evolutionary history in a sealed aquarium beneath miles of ice. What would they think? What philosophies would they develop? Would they wonder what's beyond their world, or would the ocean be their entire universe? And if we broke through their ice ceiling one day with a probe, would it be like aliens landing in Earth's oceans? Would we terrify them? Inspire them? Would they even notice? Here's the thing that gets me. This isn't science fiction. This is real. Right now, as you're listening to this, there's a moon out there, with an ocean we've barely begun to explore. And unlike exoplanets orbiting distant stars, unlike galaxies billions of light years away, Europa is close, reachable. We could send robots there. We could, in theory, send humans eventually. The question of whether we're alone in the universe might not require massive telescopes or centuries of waiting for signals from distant civilizations. The answer might be swimming around in the dark, 400 million miles away, in an ocean we're only just beginning to understand. We don't know yet if there's life on Europa. We might find out in the next decade or two. And if we do find something, even just bacteria, it changes everything. Because it means life isn't rare. It means the universe isn't just one fluke, one planet where chemistry got lucky. It means anywhere you have liquid water, energy, and time, life might emerge. And there are probably billions of ocean worlds out there. Moons and planets with liquid water hidden beneath their surfaces, each one potentially harboring its own ecosystems. The universe might not just have life in it. It might be absolutely teeming with life, most of it hidden away in dark oceans we haven't even discovered yet. That's the wonder of Europa. It's not just a moon with an ocean. It's a mirror held up to our assumptions, asking us to consider that life might be everywhere, thriving in places we'd never think to look, in conditions we'd consider impossible. And maybe, just maybe, we're about to find out we've never been alone at all. Thanks for listening to the Critter Podcast with me, Callie Cross. If you liked this cosmic show, tap that follow button and the 5th star in our ratings. And remember, the truth is out there.
Grab news. Thomas.